American race, the Daytona 500, the 66th running of it, under absolute beautiful conditions. A bit cool, no doubt about that, and we'll get cold before we're all said and done. Blue sky, sunshine, packed house. Everybody is up on their feet. One driver will be in victory lane later on for one of the most prestigious trophies in all of motorsports anywhere in the world. To get the running of the Daytona 500 underway from Goldsboro, North Carolina, here is the Motor Racing Network's Alex Hayden.
Pace car heads for the pit lane. The field in control now of Shannon Bednarik, and the green flag goes in the air. Joey Logano, the pole sitter, opts to start the race from the outside lane, and the 66th renewal of the Great American Race is underway. Logano and Michael McDowell on the front row.
Logano with the advantage in that outside lane, courtesy of a bit of a shove from Christopher Bell, but here comes Michael McDowell. He's got a trunk full of Tyler Reddick. 2 by 2, pace car formation as they come up to 190 miles an hour.
No one breaking out of line. They're still stacked up double wide at the front of the field. Here's Joey Logano now with the fender out in front. He's getting a lot of drafting help from Christopher Bell. Logano will surge to the lead in the Daytona 500.
And he's in the outside lane with Michael McDowell, now back to the inside lane with drafting help from Tyler Reddick. 2 by 2 all the way through the field, and a dead heat at the line off 4.
Boy, 2 bright yellow Ford Mustangs come racing back off turn number 4, pulling the pack with them. The Thunder off 4 across the line. Lap 1 is done. Side by side, McDowell and Joey Logano.
2.5 miles of racing, and absolutely nothing has changed. They are still 2 by 2. The difference between the lead and second place, maybe 6 inches. Logano up high, McDowell down low to the super stretch.
Pack still in tight formation as they hit the Daytona super stretch for the second time this afternoon. Again in double wide formation, no 3 wide activity, no one breaking ranks. McDowell now gets a fender out in front in turn 3.
He's still got Tyler Reddick lined up in that bottom lane, Chase Elliott and Alex Bowman there as well. Logano leads the outside lane with Christopher Bell, Austin Cindric, and Denny Hamlin.
Most of the racetrack ensconced in beautiful Central Florida sunshine as they come into the tri-oval. Shade will greet the drivers, and it will be that way all the way through turns 1 and 2 as the sun gets lower on the horizon. Lap number 2 is complete at Daytona.
The racing surface itself is in shade, but the drivers will struggle a little bit, at least for now, with the sun on entry into turn number 1, looking straight into it. So far, so good. They're still 2 abreast.
From the shade of 1 and 2 to the sunshine of the back straightaway. Here they come again. Nobody having the clear-cut advantage. The inside line a bit disorganized about halfway through, with Reddick continuing to give McDowell drafting assistance.
Yeah, just about the 15th spot on the racetrack, starting to be a little bit disorganized in the bottom lane, but still about 15 or so strong side by side on 4.
Well, I tell you what, guys, Michael McDowell in that front my motorsports car, that car has been strong all week down here, qualified second. Right now it's just leading the race side by side with Joey Logano going into turn 1, and one is strong looking hot rod. That car has been up to speed the whole entire week. Real proud for that team.
And 2 drivers that have won the Daytona 500 pacing the field at the moment, Mike Bagley, Joey Logano, Michael McDowell, last time by the start-finish line at $1:88.
Watching Denny Hamlin now, 4th in line on the outside. He is not breaking ranks. He is content to ride up there and continuing lending drafting assistance to Logano and others.
4th in line in the outside lane is Hamlin. He's got John Hunter Nemechek behind him. Nobody budging up at the front of the field, but there's a 3-wide lane forming a little further back.
All the way to that outside line, that is Florida native Ross Chastain. He has got the Busch Light colors now in the Chevrolet Camaro topside. He's going to get drafting help now. Josh Berry will jump up there. Riley Herbst up there as this now begins a 3-line run.
Ross Chastain punches the elevator button, takes it all the way to the penthouse as he tries now to bust his way into the top 12. 3 wide to the outside, and he's getting some help up high.
And now Brad Keselowski will jump up in line in front of Chastain. This 3-wide lane is about to break its way into the top 10. All the while up front, it's Logano and now Christopher Bell out in front by themselves.
Yeah, top 2 have broken away that 3-wide lane, trying to just tiptoe their way a little bit forward. John Hunter Nemechek has bailed on the middle lane. He's now leading that 3rd lane as they rocket onto the front stretch.
Leaders running the middle groove. McDowell run. Oh, we got one turnaround. It's Harrison Burton. He will slide through the ball field. What other car Hocevar, Carson Hocevar involved, and now they tangle right here at the start-finish line. One car spinning down and making contact with the inside retaining wall. Harrison Burton got it started off of turn 4.
Carson Hocevar, Ryan Preece involved in the crash here in the Tri-Oval. Hocevar is stuck in the mud here on the ball field. He was trying to drive away from the accident site, could not. Harrison Burton's Wood Brothers Ford Mustang Dark Horse is used up. Heavy damage to the nose of that machine. Ryan Preece went sliding down, collected the inside safer barrier at the exit of pit lane, and we're under caution for the first time today in the Daytona 500 on lap number 5.
Well, that broke out early. It happened from the outside road down and kind of cleaned out everybody to the inside. Rusty, take a look at it. It looks like it happens mid-pack. As they came off, they were running 3 wide, 6 deep back there. Harrison Burton was in the middle, the 42 to the outside. You had Carson to the inside, and all of a sudden it looks like maybe it was a bump gone wrong. Is that what you see, Rusty?
Yeah, it looks like the 42 car come off the wall and right down in the side of Harrison Burton, and that's pretty well what caused everything. Carson Hocevar got part of that. Jimmy Johnson, I got mine on Jimmy Johnson. I think Jimmy might have got a little bit of that action in the back also. Don't know if Jimmy's car has been injured or not. We'll have to take a look at that shortly, but he definitely got himself involved in that also.
On the transition, like we've seen it so many times, from 31 degrees to the flat, cars begin to dance just a bit. Brad Keselowski may have gently kissed the back bumper of the John Hunter Nemechek car on that transition. That was just enough at the back of the car being loosened up and sent him spinning. Jimmy Johnson did, in fact, get a piece of that crash.
Well, I think he got a bigger piece than what we thought originally. He hit Carson virtually head-on right at the start-finish line. Hocevar's car is being pulled out of the ball field. More on all of this in a moment. We're under the caution flag. It flies early. We're only on lap number 6. Jimmy Johnson on pit road, Hocevar on pit road. This is a 5, 6, maybe even 7-car crash that took place on lap number 6, and it's put us under the caution flag from Daytona International Speedway. This is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR. Ziegler Auto Group on the Chevrolet being driven by Carson Hocevar. Hocevar out of the car. He tried numerous times to try to get the car turned around. He got punched right smack dab in the nose by Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy is now on pit road. We've got a number of really good race cars torn up early.
We do. Jimmy Johnson's on the pit lane. Kaz Grala, Austin Dillon is on the pit lane. They begin to fix their race cars. Involved in the crash, it all started coming off turn number 4, if you're just joining us. John Hunter Nemechek may have cracked the throttle. We'll have to wait and figure this out. But Nemechek was the one that got just the slightest touch on the back bumper from Brad Keselowski, and that sent Nemechek sideways. Not sure if Nemechek was coming down and trying to get back up in front of Keselowski, what the case may have been, but that's what triggered it. That collected Carson Hocevar, Ryan Preece, Jimmy Johnson, Harrison Burton, Austin Dillon, and Kaz Grala.